Okay, so this is just a short video for James for a bit of orientation into the joys of iQualify. So I'm assuming that you'll have the same screen as I do here. Once you get to the point to log in, my login details are already in there, so we'll sign in, and that should land us on, yes, the right page. I do have a different option sometimes, which is just a vagary of iQualify. So on this page here you can see the various courses. Now you won't have as many as me, you might only have the one, and in the eventually there'll be some history here, so I can see all my past courses here, and there's gazillions of those. And if I was to search for electrical fundamentals, there's a few offerings here that I can see. I'm not sure whether those will show up as previous for you once you've actually, based on the access to the current course or not. But anyway, if not, they're sometimes handy, but probably not that required. So anyway, if we go back to here, it's stuck with that, and so we'll go into facilitate here. And this is what is known as a legacy course. There's two different types of iQualify. I actually prefer these. So the page that I land on here is the class list, and you can just scroll down. You can see now these courses show that a percentage completion rate. They're PDF based, so if the student's gone through and opened each PDF, well, then it'll show us 100%. So that progression is useless. And if we click on Andre, there will be a graph that we can see here when it loads to show when he's been on the course, and it grows as the time goes by. May or may not be useful, depends on whether you consider time on task as useful learning. It may or may not be, but if they download the PDF documents and work from those, there might be no action here at all, which is one of the problems with the legacy course. But it's not really any better in tasks, because once again, if someone's logged in and gone to a page, it'll show that they're busy, but in actual fact, what are they doing? So to me, it's more important that as a facilitator or tutor, that you have some sort of interaction with the students, particularly those that are struggling a little bit. So anyway, if we back up the truck here and go back to where we were, we're back on the course class, and yeah, now Fergus Gillen is a problem because he hasn't accessed the course yet, and we've been underway for a week. So it would be worthwhile making contact with him, and I may do that when I'm finished here. So the other relevant parts to the menu that are useful, and perhaps we'll look at one that isn't on the menu first, that students often don't see, but the only way to get to the overview of the course is by clicking on the breadcrumb trail up here. Why this is the way it is, I don't know, but if we click on there, then we can see okay, and it's got leave you listed as the facilitator, but that will change, and it's got a bit of detail here about basically the course descriptor. So, and there's this link here which takes them to a PDF, which is a bit of program information which needs updating because we've got some new courses in here, but electrical fundamentals is still the same, so it's still sort of okay for this one. Okay, so just back that up. Now, if we go to the contents, these are just PDFs as a rule. There is some additional material, and if we scroll across the bottom here, so once again there's a PDF here, with the learning material which I sent you. So there's no change that's been made there, and if you do find things that need changing, we can have a look at that. And in this case, there's some video links to YouTube or whatever's relevant, and that sort of continues across the rest of the course. Okay, so one of the key things is the talk, which is like the course forums. I don't know why we changed the name of them. What you need to do here is go in here, and there's mine are already set, so I'm getting these, but you need to click on this link up here, and it will well, I'll just go through the motions here. But so if I undo that, well, now if I click on it, so new posts and queries, submit. Now this is a laborious process, not so much for you because you've only got one course to deal with, but for me, I have to go through all of them and do this for every course. And having done it for the private channels, which is like a post that'll come directly to you rather than going to the rest of the class, the public channels, they've all got to be set individually. So you've got to go through all well, 4. I wouldn't say that it's that necessary to do the library. Vita has a bit of presence here, but not much now. She's not Kathy Yellen anymore. She calls herself Vita Lods. Quite why that hasn't changed, I don't really know, because it's an official name change, and so I haven't got the email update set for this this channel, this forum. So general questions, that's the one that we've been following with Giz. Now, one thing about these is the forum setup is not great. So it appears here that there's been one reply. In actual fact, that's not the case. If you click on View Replies, then we can see a whole lot of other stuff here. And that's a bit of a trap for everybody, that that should actually be displayed by default, and it's not. So that's kind of important. However, if you've set up the email updates, the system will tell you when someone posts, or you'll get an email like I've forwarded on to you, and that way you don't really have to go in here and monitor things. It's really just a matter of, I go here when I know that I've posted something and I just want to confirm that I've told the students about it before I tell them again, or whether I should actually make it a new post or remind them that a post as of a certain date is worth looking at for their problem. So up to you how you manage that. So that's possibly about it as far as useful stuff on iQualify goes. If we look at assessment, this is largely for the students. It gives the assessment due dates. The test I will run, it's easier for me to manage it. I've got access to the system to see the student data. There should be no extensions on this test, but we will wait and see. And so yeah, so and that's the assessment structure there. The labs are another one real heavyweight lab for this course, and yeah, I don't understand how that can relate to 2.5 days. That's a huge amount, but anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think probably sufficient for an initial run over. The downloads button doesn't really do anything. The search function, yeah, you can search, but it won't search the content of the PDFs, so not that useful. Students probably don't use it. They will probably all download the PDF material and work from there. That is usually the way. Yeah, and notes, there's no, yeah, so I'm not sure what this is about. This might be more a student-facing thing, but I don't think that I've ever seen anyone use it. They might. So yeah, so contents, assessment, and talk are the key bits. And if you want to sort of see whether a student has actually submitted an assessment, you can see that here, because this will change to done when the students actually submitted it. Yeah, and when they have done something, if we click on that, and then you should be able to see their files here, but they should automatically go to online marking, and I'll make you another little video on online marking when the time comes. Okay, I think we might leave it there. I don't think there's anything more that you really need to know, but the key thing is to go in and set up those talk channels so that you get the email response as soon as you have access to the system. All right, all good. Hopefully this has been a bit useful.